Welcome to Speak for Yourself, Marcellus Wiley, Emmanuel. Let's get to this.
Woo! For 4 on the weekend, big dog.
4?
You picked the Titans. You picked the Packers. You picked the Bills. And you picked the Bucs.
And what'd you get out of that?
I went 3 for 4, big dog. I'm still in school. You just flunked out.
Oh, wow. Wow, I got receipts of last year, and this year is not over, but we'll get to that. Let's start off, big dog. You won this weekend with an instant classic in Kansas City. Woo! My Bills. And those Chiefs, man, they set a Super Bowl era record in a playoff game with a combined 25 points in the last 2 minutes of regulation. In overtime, Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown pass to Travis Kelce, and since KC won the coin toss and scored a touchdown on their first possession, according to the rules, they won the game, and Josh Allen could only watch from the bench. Pacho, winner of the weekend. Should the NFL change the overtime rules, brother?
Absolutely. Big dog, I'm about to make an indisputable argument as to why the NFL must change the overtime rules immediately. The NFL is the greatest game in football. The NFL is the greatest game in the world because of one word: parity.
Parity.
That's what makes the NFL the greatest game in the world. Okay, what do I mean by that? If you are the best team in football, you draft last.
Yeah.
If you are the worst team in football, you draft first. Parity. The NFL has a salary cap. You can't go out there and buy a championship. You have to earn a championship. Parity. If you choose to receive at the beginning of the game, you kick at halftime. If you choose to kick at the beginning of the game, you receive the ball at halftime. Parity. But when we get to overtime, we throw parity out the window and we just let a coin decide who will win and will lose, particularly in games like yesterday. Let's give a history lesson. 2016, Matt Ryan was the NFL MVP. But come the Super Bowl, Matt Ryan, the NFL MVP, never touched the ball because the Patriots, who came back from down 28-23, won the coin toss, went down the field and scored. So what you're telling me is that the best player in the biggest sport, in the biggest game, in the greatest country, never touched the ball in the biggest moment? 2 years later,
yes.
Patrick Mahomes, NFL MVP, 50 touchdowns in a season, 5,000 yards, AFC championship game, never touches the ball because Tom Brady, Patriots now, won the toss, never relinquished possession. Fast forward 3 years later, the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes, 27 of 37, 72% completion percentage, 130 passer rating, scored 3 on his last 4 possessions. He doesn't even touch the ball in overtime because of a rule. If the NFL does not change its overtime rule, it undermines the one thing that separates it from every other professional league: parity. So what the NFL has done, the foundation the NFL has built to make it greater than every other sport in the world, I would say, it undermines the second it gets to overtime. For that reason, the overtime rule is terrible. The overtime rule has gone to bite every other team in the butt, and eventually, if it hasn't bit you yet, it will bite you. They have to change the rule. Not because I'm whining because the Bills lost. I had the Chiefs winning. But I don't like that it ruins the parity of the sport when the sport is built on parity. Talk to me, big dog.
I respect what you just said there. Hopefully they will cut that clip up, send it to Roger Goodell.
Hey, I'll text it to him.
Damn, I forgot. Last time I saw you at a game, you were with Roger Goodell. Took you a long time to get to me. I understand why.
Got to you.
Oh, and it's taking Roger Goodell and the NFL a little time to get to this rule, because this rule right here needs to be changed, but I understand that they're stuck with paralysis by analysis. There's an old Wileyism out there that perfect is the enemy of good. And then there's a flip of it. Good is the perfect enemy. Here's where I want to bring up why that's a issue. You said the P word, parity. Oh, okay. Poor P in our alphabet always gets forgotten, gets ran into, elemental P. Like nobody get P his own space. Well, since we're going to say that parity, the P word, I'm going to bring up another P word, performance. I'm going to bring up another P word, phases. I'm going to bring up another P word, problem. NFL, you have a problem. In the NFL, we learn from our experiences. There are 3 phases to every football game. And you can't go out there and stress that which one is going to be the dominant force for you that day. You can try and say it in game plan, but then you go out there and you actually play. The number 1 defense last night was getting toasted, was getting waxed up and down the field by a tremendous performance by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. But that's the number one defense. But let's talk about three phases, how it always plays out. Another piece. When you start off a football game, what do, Acho? You kick the ball off or you receive the kick. Special teams, check. You get an opportunity, right? Then there's an offense or defense. And I don't give a damn what offense you have in the world, you're not going to possess the ball for 60 minutes. So you will give the other team's offense a chance. In regular season, regular formatted football, every phase gets an opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Gets a chance. But here's the problem. We get into overtime, and all of a sudden, we're just going to make up an exception. We're going to call it a coin flip, which is not even 50-50 in real life, and it's certainly not in terms of the NFL overtime rules, where 5 teams have won the coin toss and went down and won the game out of 8 opportunities in postseason play. Is that 50-50? No, it's not. 7 of 11 in total regular season and postseason play. Is that 50-50? No, it's not. So it's not a coin flip. Let's stop with that. But here we go. Here's the exception. Here's our issue. Here's where good is the enemy of what perfect is. We're going to go into an overtime game and say one of your phases, and I hate to say it for you Buffalo Bills, it's your most dominant phase for the evening. It's not going to get an opportunity at all. You talk parity, I'm talking the phases. I'm talking the fact that their performance, their greatest performance was offensively, didn't even get a shot. NFL knows it has a problem.
And here's the thing. So many people want to counter with, well, if the Bills wanted to get a shot, they should have stopped them. You stop him. You stop Patrick Mahomes in that moment. You go out there and stop him. But here's why I hate that counter. If the Bills wanted to get a shot, they should have stopped him. So, in the draft, if you finish first, you draft the last. The NFL could have created the rule where if you win the Super Bowl, you get the first overall pick. And imagine how ridiculous it would sound to say, well, if the 32nd team wanted the number 1 pick, it should have just won the Super Bowl. We don't use that logic because we don't have a dumb rule in the NFL as it pertains to drafting. We have parity in the NFL. If you finish last, you draft first. If you finish first, you draft last. We would never counter if the first team drafted first by saying, well, the worst team should have just been better. No, the worst team was the worst team for a reason. So I hate the counter argument of, well, they should have just stopped them. Last thing I'm going to say in this matter, this is what I hate. If y'all were listening closely, I'm going to tell y'all what the ref said. If you were listening closely, at the start of overtime, ref John Hussey said, gentlemen, this is a new game. Why you say it's a new game? I want the old game. We played for 60 minutes of the game. Don't disregard the 60 minutes that we have just played for under total parity, where one team kicked at the start of the game and that team had to kick at the start of the other team had to kick at the start of the second half. Don't disregard and undermine 60 minutes of work by saying this is a new game. This is not a new game. This is an old game that we are continuing. And if we're continuing it, let's continue it under the same circumstances of parity, not just some coin toss, which, as you said, isn't actually 50-50. There's a 51% chance that the coin that the side of the coin which is face up will actually be the side of the coin it lands on.
Man, it's rigged. And it's not even rigged with intention. It's rigged because there's no perfect solution. So now we get stuck in this situation where, since we don't know something that's perfect, we're not going to do what's better than the status quo. I know they made the rule change after I retired, 2011, and I gave you the statistics of what has happened since then in terms of winning the coin flip and going down the field and winning. Look, I was at SoFi when the Kansas City Chiefs did this to the LA Chargers. This is not personal to me. This is something that I actually look at just as a participant, former player, and more so as an analyst of the game, where I'm like, this one, they don't get right. Let me tell you how. And I got to give it, you always got to give examples to people because people just don't want to take it as is. They want to just get into, well, it helped me out this time, Kansas City Chiefs today. But it didn't help you out when you lost to the Patriots. So let's objectively look at this situation for what it is. Imagine Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. End of 12 rounds, we have a draw on the scorecards. And then all of a sudden, the boxing commission says, you know what? We're getting tired of draws. It's time to go to overtime. 13th round. Ding, 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 ding. And they look at Deontay Wilder and they say, what is your strength? What is your best asset today? He's like, this right, this dynamite right. And they're like, all right, we're going to make sure you don't throw it. Tie it behind your back. Now, go out there in the 13th round and beat Tyson Fury after going to a draw with him for 12 rounds. He ain't got a chance in hell. Asking the Buffalo Bills what their number one defense on paper, but yesterday, the number one asset was Josh Allen and that offense. To ask them to go out there in the 13th round and then talking about tying your arm behind your back, just cut it off. Don't even let Josh Allen get off the bench. To me, that was the greatest issue in terms of what this looks like in terms of parity and objectivity.
So then, Sel, let's ask them the real question that nobody is talking about, the elephant in the room. Did the best team win the game between the Bills and the Chiefs? Because overtime undermined the parity of it, do you think that the best team actually won yesterday?
No. Absolutely not. I don't think the best team won yesterday. I watched that game yesterday and I realized a couple things. Let me give you my summation of this weekend. The best quarterbacks outside of Patrick Mahomes all lost. Like, look at the crop of quarterbacks that advanced versus the crop that lost. If you did a power ranking of the 8 quarterbacks,
which we did,
1, 2, and 3, if not 4, are gone, right? So in the top 4, you lost 3. Whatever way you want to play Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, do what you got to do. But we saw yesterday something that undermines something that we've always said, which is a team goes as far as its quarterback takes them. Now, in this matchup, you were seeing 2 quarterbacks play at the highest level ever. Even though they both were playing supremely well, one got graded higher. Pro Football Focus graded Josh Allen higher than Patrick Mahomes, 92 versus 85. I'm not even going to get into that argument anymore. Yes, I am. Now let's talk about what happened yesterday. The best team lost the game because the best team lost a coin flip. Simple as that. The best team lost a game of 60 minutes of materializing my efforts and talents because I lost a coin flip. If I had some money on me, a dime or something, and I just said, Acho, me and you going back and forth. What does Twitter say? 50-50. And I say, okay. Now I win the argument. You be sitting there like, dog, you got to win this with your words. You got to win this with your muscle. You got to win this with your talent. So, no, the best team did not win the game yesterday.
Incredibly strong. And I can't even argue with you. However, I will submit the Chiefs were the best team yesterday, and the Chiefs won the game yesterday. But the Chiefs were not substantially better. They were marginally better, obviously. And you could say that the game was decided by a coin flip. But how did that coin flip even become? Because that the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes were just marginally better. Here's a point.
Let's go.
Buffalo Bills scored with 49 seconds left. They even overcame what the Chiefs did because the Chiefs scored with 52 seconds left. But what made the Chiefs the better team yesterday, and lets me say this beyond the shadow of a doubt, was somehow, some way, Patrick Mahomes did what we've never seen done before, and he scored with 13 seconds left. So I got to go to the big board.
Oh, you go?
Because we got to talk about this 13-second, absolutely brilliant play that Patrick Mahomes made to end the game. 13 seconds is what Patrick Mahomes had, but he only needed 10. That's less than what they give you on Wheel of Fortune, y'all. 10 seconds is what Patrick Mahomes needed to take that game into overtime. So we got to talk about the play that changed the trajectory of the Chiefs' history, because 4 consecutive AFC Championship games, we haven't seen it. Alignment, assignment, execution. That's what matters in football. This cornerback is aligned 5 yards outside of Travis Kelce. He's aligned 5 yards outside of Kelce. That's a huge deal, and Patrick Mahomes is going to make him pay. Because he's aligned 5 yards outside of Travis Kelce, Mahomes realizes, oh, I can manipulate the middle of the field, but I got to manipulate this linebacker. Mahomes looks right. Linebacker then looks left. That leaves this vacancy huge in the middle of the field. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes moved Matt Milano with his eyes. Alignment. Mahomes identified, oh, the cornerback Levi Wallace was misaligned. He was lined so far outside wide because he was trying to protect the sideline. So Bills fans, don't kill the cornerback Levi Wallace. He was trying to do his job. The problem, he overdid his job. Patrick Mahomes, one slight look to the right is what made all the difference in that game. Because he made that play sale, that leads me to believe if you can score with 13 seconds, you are the best quarterback, and thus you are the best team.
God, I loved it. I love what you were saying up there, that illustration. And then all of a sudden the play was over, and I know you wanted to button it up, so then you went too far. Then you went and said that Patrick Mahomes is better than Josh Allen, which we know not to be the case.
Based off yesterday. Like, who was better yesterday?
It still was Josh Allen. Let me tell you why. Patrick Mahomes is insane. I think I'm getting misconstrued by the general public, especially chiefdom as they call themselves. I guess I'm gonna stress the dumb, because the chiefdom is not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying Patrick Mahomes is an A+, but that's the way we were graded. Remember back in the school years when we were getting 4.0s and you would get an A+? Then I look at my daughter's report card, I'm like, what is this 4.4 stuff? You know what it is? Josh Allen. It's these new level mobile 2.0 quarterbacks that are just special and different. Patrick Mahomes lit it up.
He did.
But let's be real. Patrick Mahomes before the 2-minute warning, and I'm going to give it to you objectively. 92 passer rating. Say all the stats, it's summed up into that crazy equation of 92 passer rating. Before, when you talk about Josh Allen, 117 before the 2-minute warning. Then Patrick Mahomes goes psycho, 158 and then a 153 for Josh Allen. When you watched that game, you saw that the Chiefs had the lead. Here goes Josh Allen striking. Then the Chiefs come back. And then Josh Allen strikes again. And then we go to overtime. And then Josh Allen's like, okay, Patrick Mahomes struck again. According to this sequence, according to the SAT, if Patrick Mahomes counters Josh Allen and Josh Allen counters Patrick Mahomes, what happens next? On the SAT, you would fill in, well, then it's Patrick Mahomes' turn. But, what we saw yesterday was a complete different situation. We saw Josh Allen not get an opportunity to come back at Patrick Mahomes. So, look, the better team yesterday was Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. How do I say this? They went on the road. Say what you want. You got to go on the road because you didn't take care of your business. You played with your food in the regular season. That's fine. You go on the road, and this is a game that all they had to do, and this is why it's not just about the quarterback, because 3 of the 4 best quarterbacks this weekend had to go home. It's about, I need my coaches, I need my defense, I need my special teams, I need everyone to pull in because the quarterback's going to get the praise or the criticism. What happened in this game? That's so crazy. At the end, when you look at Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, they both were just countering each other. Sir. What happened at the end to make one prevail wasn't the fact that Josh Allen made a mistake. Wasn't the fact that Patrick Mahomes outperformed him. He just got another opportunity that he didn't get.
And here's the only thing I'll say to that is there's just not enough conclusive evidence to say that Josh Allen was a better quarterback yesterday. Right, I went on Twitter and I was like, you know what? Josh Allen did play better, but after doing some more due diligence and after everybody, I was going back and forth with them, I was like, Patrick Mahomes did what Josh Allen didn't, only because Josh Allen couldn't. You tracking with me? Like, Mahomes scored with...
Wasn't allowed to.
Yes.
Couldn't sounds like it's on you. Wasn't allowed to is something greater than you.
Fair. Mahomes scores with 52 seconds left. Josh Allen, anything you can do, I can do better.
Fact.
Josh Allen scores 49 seconds. Mahomes, anything you can do, I can do better. Mahomes scores 13 seconds, no time left. So because Mahomes did what Josh Allen wasn't even allowed to do, I can conclusively say Patrick Mahomes. You have to inconclusively say Josh Allen.
No, you're right. Look, if this is a heavyweight championship fight, to beat a man, you got to beat the man. To beat a champ, you got to beat the champ. He had a draw with the champ in that respect, but then the champ got one more opportunity to hit him after the bell, whatever you want to call it. One squib kick away. Squib kick it. Just take some time off the clock. Let the ball just land at the 20 and then just bounce around. 5 seconds elapsed, something of that nature. I hate to say this, man. The Chiefs got bailed out by the worst rule in sports. And it's no slight at the Chiefs. It's just the reality of this situation because the Bills didn't lose this game. They just lost a coin flip. Coming up, we have a lot more on Patrick Mahomes, and we'll tell you if he proves the NFL is still his league. But first, Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl dreams are over this season. We'll tell you how embarrassed he should feel. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Who would you take now for the next 5 years?
Oh, we got to head to Green Bay. Packers came into the playoffs as a number 1 seed, but Aaron Rodgers, didn't look good for him. No touchdown passes for only the 2nd time in his postseason career, and his offensive juggernaut squad was held to 10 points. Niners got the upset. All the producers that Speak for Yourself are thrilled. And Aaron Rodgers said after the loss that he was, quote, a little numb for sure. Didn't think it was going to end like this. So, Sel, how embarrassed should Aaron Rodgers feel?
How embarrassed. God, I am really wrestling with this one because I think he should feel embarrassed, but I don't think he feels embarrassed. As he even said, he feels numb, but not embarrassed. Does he feel awkward, self-conscious, ashamed of what he did yesterday? I don't really think he does. What I think Aaron Rodgers feels is I didn't play my best football when they needed me most. Here's what everyone else is going to pile on top of that snowball that he's trying to keep small. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, all this noise for that? Oh, Aaron Rodgers, you went out there and let your personality trump your production. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, your offseason, your distractions, you talking more than you've ever talked before, but not producing more than you ever produced before. Here's the thing about when you get cocky and then you say, forget cocky, let me just be arrogant. Let me just be who I am and I don't give a damn about others. Here's when you become completely independent and not interdependent. This is what you need to use to get you to the place you want to go. You can use that arrogance and that confidence, that cockiness, to either get you to a better place, a higher achievement, win another Super Bowl, or you can use that in a situation where Aaron Rodgers, all you need to do is be the same great guy you are. But what you can't do is get on the seesaw. Put arrogance on one side and then all of a sudden look at it and say, oh my God, the flip of it is I'm less of a version of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is in a bad place right now because all this conversation we thought we were going to be able to put together to see better accomplishments. We're seeing exactly the opposite. So Aaron Rodgers doesn't feel embarrassed, but I think he should.
Yeah, let's get this out the way. Aaron Rodgers, incredibly wealthy. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest players of all time. Aaron Rodgers, maybe one of the greatest quarterbacks in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, significantly greater player than I will ever be. Okay, great. Now we've established that. Aaron Rodgers should feel incredibly embarrassed for how this saga has unfolded. The three most embarrassing or regrettable actions this football season: Antonio Brown, stripping, running off the field.
Stripping.
Deshaun Jackson forcing a release from a Super Bowl team in a city that, to my knowledge, he grew up in.
Yeah, he's from here.
They're playing in an NFC Championship game in a home stadium, and the Rams potentially playing the Super Bowl in the home stadium. Deshaun Jackson, Antonio Brown, and Aaron Rodgers this year in Green Bay. All those decisions that he made. Let's remember why Aaron Rodgers should feel embarrassed. You spend all offseason acting like a child. Now, don't perceive this as an insult, but let's literally talk about children. So, you have a 3-year-old, you have a 6-year-old. Remember, if they would start crying, what's the thing that you say to them if they're crying and you're trying to figure out why they're crying? You'll say
we're
this.
on camera? Okay.
You'll say, use your words.
Use your words. I always say that. Yep.
You'll say, Araya, use your words.
That's right.
Hey, MJ, use your words. I understand you're crying, but use your words. Aaron Rodgers all offseason just wears a shirt. I'm offended. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, use your words. Aaron Rodgers, talk to the media. I don't want to talk to the media. Hey, Aaron, use your words. Aaron Rodgers spends the entirety of the offseason acting like a child. Then he comes into the season and makes his demands. Well, I want more say over the roster. I want Randall Cobb. Aaron Rodgers, you get Randall Cobb. But remember, Randall Cobb, per reports by Houston Texans writers, was likely to be cut in Houston. So rather than paying Randall Cobb a more handsome wage, you could have acquired Randall Cobb for the low, leaving you more money to acquire Odell Beckham. We'll talk about that later. So now you make demands after acting like a child. And then in the middle of that, you deceive about your immunization, vaccination status. Aaron Rodgers must feel embarrassed, Sal, because if you are going to be a diva, Aaron Rodgers, you have to be right. But all y'all divas at home, at work, if you gonna be a diva, you gotta be right and you gotta win. And it is not worth dealing with you if you do not win. I am talking to myself.
I was about to say, I'm glad you're winning. Boy, y'all know what I'm working with up here.
I am a diva.
Yeah, right.
But you only can be a diva if you bring home the hardware. Otherwise, you are not worth tolerating. So Aaron Rodgers, being the diva that he is, and it's fine to be a diva, but you cannot be that type of diva and not bring home the hardware because everybody else got to deal with you. And it's only worth dealing with you if they can also win with you.
Yeah, but let's talk to all the divas out there, and I don't want to personalize it for you so much. I'm going to talk to all the divas out there, the you plural, but it's really about you, singular. Let's be real, my dog. Here's the thing that divas don't understand, that everyone who's around a diva, and I'm not a diva, people, I swear I'm not a diva. I'm opposite of a diva, whatever you want to call that dude, because I am just low to no maintenance on purpose, in part because I only want a few things. I'm really simple, so therefore I'm not a diva. I respect that you are ambitious, You're at a different place. I used
a diva, though.
You're a diva, right? But one thing that divas don't understand, and they learned the hard way, is that everyone around a diva keeps gift receipts. I didn't say receipts. I didn't say the ones you just get, the old Target one, or you get the old one from CVS, as you say, that's forever long. Gift receipts. That means, okay, I'm putting up with you. Oh, I'm going to walk around with you. I'm going to let you perform. Oh, yeah, I put this on. But guess what? I can always take this back. And Aaron Rodgers, as you are in this place right now, people are looking at that gift receipt saying, Aaron Rodgers saying he doesn't want to play on a team that's rebuilding. Aaron Rodgers is telling us what he doesn't want. Well, let's tell him what we want, and maybe we need to move on from Aaron Rodgers. Why is this? How did Aaron Rodgers get to this place? Only one Super Bowl championship for his greatness is just out of alignment. But two, they've seen this before in Green Bay, and they're like, wait a minute, are we in the twilight zone? Because Aaron Rodgers has football daddy issues. I told you this before, and I'm going to tell you this again.
Never heard this take.
See, you're a diva. You don't even listen to half my takes. I said this before. I'm just saying it for the new audience out there as they want to laugh at me because the Chiefs beat the Bills. Let's talk about his football daddy issues. Aaron Rodgers gets drafted to the Green Bay Packers 2005. Who's there? Brett Favre. And what is Brett Favre doing for those years where Aaron Rodgers is there? Maybe helping him out a little bit here and there, but really not trying to be full-out mentor, but more importantly, trying to be full-out disruption. Going up and down in terms of the production, never got another Super Bowl ring, but more importantly, the way he went out, oh man, did he do it with fireworks. And how is Aaron Rodgers acting right now? Years upon years of Aaron Rodgers just being a recluse, just going on the offseason, working out, being quiet, silent. All of a sudden, at the end of his tenure, at the end of his years with the Green Bay Packers, it's looking eerily similar to someone else who was falling short in terms of expectations, but certainly exceeding in terms of disruptions. Aaron Rodgers, to me, is mirroring what Brett Favre went through. Forget the lazy comparison. One ring, and despite all this greatness and MVPs. It's also in terms of performance and personality. I think dude just got some football daddy issues.
And I love that. I love that take. And I'm going to have to rewatch that joint later. Let's establish, the loss is on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And here's why it is on Aaron Rodgers. Many people say, well, Packers got a punt blocked. Packers got a field goal blocked. I understand that. And that was a big contribution to the loss, particularly if you just look at points. But y'all got to look deeper than that, man. Two players touch the ball every possession. And if we're being honest, one player touches the ball every possession, the quarterback. The quarterback gets 60 snaps a game. That special teams doesn't get 60 snaps a game. That field goal unit doesn't get 60 snaps a game. So Aaron Rodgers has enough snaps to dilute the wrongdoings of the defense of the special teams. It might be difficult, but you have enough of an opportunity to dilute it. He still could have diluted it. With 4 minutes left in the game. If y'all recall the play, you don't have to because I will show you now. Think about it. 4 minutes left. Aaron Rodgers forces a ball to Davante Adams. It's third down. A gotta have it play. And he forces the ball to Davante Adams in double coverage. But Rodgers, you didn't need to do that. You're the greatest quarterback in the NFL by talent right now. That's Davante Adams at the top of the screen. But don't lock in to Davante Adams. Throw it to the best available player, not just the best player, because Allen Lazard is streaking wide open. He's going to catch it and run at the 50, get in field goal range. Packers either go down and kick a field goal as time expires, or they get a touchdown, and the Niners end up losing. But instead, Aaron Rodgers, the only player to touch the ball every snap, forces it into Davante Adams. Incomplete pass. Jimmy G of the Niners get the ball. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left. 9 plays, 48 yards. Walk-off field goal. Robbie good as gold. Aaron Rodgers is a large part of the reason why the Packers only have one Super Bowl with him over the course of this 13 to 15-year run, depending upon when you look at it.
Yeah.
So for many who say, there's defense, there's special teams, I get it. I played both defense and majority special teams. But the quarterback has the power to dilute the poor play of the others. And Aaron Rodgers had the opportunity to do so, and he did not do so.
Yeah. I mean, sticking to what the question is in terms of how you should feel and embarrassed. In your bad performances, let's talk about you at your heights. Let's talk about you just going on the football field and performing. it's hard to get to a place of being embarrassed by your performance unless you weren't prepared, unless you didn't give it full effort. I mean, sometimes it just goes against you. Like, as they say, they get paid too. They get paid as well. But when you're Aaron Rodgers, you would think that you've passed that threshold of where you wouldn't go out there and only score 10 points in the game against the 49ers that were 49ers hung around there, and in part, they were like, when is Aaron Rodgers going to show up? Oh, he's not? Okay, that's fine. Let's go out there and win this game. Something that the 13-win seasons, 3 in a row for Aaron Rodgers. And what does he have in terms of results, in terms of receipts for that? Not much. What did the rapper say? Say less? Aaron Rodgers is trying to flip that, trying to remix that, trying to do less. Coming up, Patrick Mahomes is headed to his 4th straight AFC Championship game. Damn. Tell you if he proved the NFL is still his league. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Hey, the NFC Championship presented by Intuit TurboTax Live is on Fox with a clash between division rival Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams for a trip to Super Bowl 56 right down the street. It all kicks off at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Let's get back to the AFC, where Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs on 3 scoring drives in the closing minutes of the 4th quarter and in overtime to help KC reach their 4th straight AFC Championship game. The Chiefs were down late. Andy Reid told Mahomes, quote, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper and go get it. So he did that. Acho, did Patrick Mahomes prove it's still his league?
Yeah. It's Patrick Mahomes' league today more than ever. Patrick Mahomes is a dynasty. I can't speak on behalf of the Chiefs, but I'll say Patrick Mahomes. What do I mean? I always said LeBron James was a dynasty. The Cavs were never a dynasty. The Heat, many would say, weren't a dynasty. The Lakers, clearly not a dynasty. But for 10 years, LeBron James was in the finals 9 out of those 10 years. In order to get to the NBA Finals, you either had to beat LeBron or LeBron was going to be there. LeBron James was a dynasty himself. That is who Patrick Mahomes is. Last 4 years, Patrick Mahomes hosting an AFC Championship game. First time in NFL history a team has hosted an AFC Championship game 4 consecutive years. Over the course of those 4 years, an NFL MVP during the regular season, a Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes himself is a dynasty. If you want to get to the Super Bowl, you got to beat Patrick Mahomes, 2018 Patriots. Otherwise, Patrick Mahomes is going to be in the Super Bowl. And that statement is true for 4 consecutive years running. So Patrick Mahomes owns the league today more than he ever has. I look at it like Josh Allen played lights out.
Balled out, bruh.
Josh Allen may be the most talented quarterback in football. You would submit that he is the most talented quarterback, and not many people would argue with you. But there's only one quarterback who could have done enough to beat Mahomes in that moment, to beat Josh Allen in that moment.
No, you said it right first.
And it was Patrick Mahomes. We would have submitted Aaron Rodgers back in the gap, and by back in the gap, I mean 72 hours ago on Friday. We would have said Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But Aaron Rodgers couldn't put up more than 10 points against the Niners at home. So Josh Allen scoring in 13 seconds, he was the one man on this planet who could have outdueled Josh Allen in that moment. That is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes owns this league, man. On Friday, I was not nearly as confident in saying that. Today, I am very confident in saying that. But Patrick Mahomes is a dynasty.
Man. I knew you had to come up here and redefine what someone like Patrick Mahomes is and redefine his accomplishments to try to answer this question and say it's his league. But I listened, and I listened very closely, and I heard what I needed to hear. No, it's still not his league, and it never was Patrick Mahomes' league. That's a basketball term, and that's why I'm glad you went to basketball in the first place. Like, first of all, the GOAT, Tom Brady, won 3 of 5 championships in his first 5 years in the league, right, as a starter. And I was playing during those times, and no one said it was his league. Matter of fact, people were undermining his championship saying, hey, Peyton Manning, catch up and go get that because we think it's your league, or at least you guys are in competition, but that's a basketball term, right? And then my boy Acho even said it just now. You weren't nearly as confident saying this on Friday. So when someone says, is it still his league? That means on Friday, this should have been something you were very confident in. But you weren't. Matter of fact, you weren't even confident enough to say it, that it was his league, because we don't talk like that in football. Why don't we talk like that in football? Because we have too many examples of guys going out there having tremendous accomplishments like the GOAT, and we never said it's his league. Whether it's Peyton Manning over there rivaling it, or Aaron Rodgers trying to sneak into the conversation, or other guys who win the MVP, and we're like, we never say it's their league. Think about it. You win 3 of 5. We don't say it's your league. You win 4 of 7, as Tom Brady did the last 7 years, excluding this year. And we still don't say it's your league. We could go somewhere else and say you're the GOAT, but we don't say it's your league. You want to know why? Because in football, it's so difficult to go back to back. Why do I bring up back to back? John Elway went back to back. It was at the end of his career, so I guess that's why no one said it was his league. Okay, let's go before that. Jim Kelly. Oh, there we go. AFC Championship games. 1, 2, 3, 4. They weren't saying it was his league. Dan Marino, John Elway, everybody else out there, you want to name them, MVPs, they were like, it's not his league. All I want to know is what criteria would we use to use a basketball term in football in terms of it's his league? Boy, I hate when people give you a new title and they still expect the same job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here's a new title, same job, no pay raise. Hello. It seems like when this conversation was posed to me, I knew we were going to have to do that. We were going to now put a different title on the same thing, which is Patrick Mahomes is great. But saying it's his league, you didn't even say that on Friday. Why are you saying it right now?
Sel, just because we don't say something don't mean it ain't true.
Oh, we going there.
We got to go there, man.
Well, thank you for the compliments you don't give me.
But that's my point. We don't always talk about how you faster than Keyshawn.
Yes! You are tugging at my heartstrings.
Well, we don't have to. Just because we don't say something doesn't mean it ain't true. It's only 6-7 years ago we started annoyingly using that he's the GOAT. Now everybody the GOAT.
Everybody.
We got 10 GOATs in one category. Everybody the GOAT. When it quite literally is impossible to have 10 GOATs because one is the greatest.
Greatest.
So we just now started calling everybody and their mom and them the GOAT. Patrick Mahomes, it is his league, though we have not been saying it. Criteria in my mind is, am I in the chip? You got to go through me to get to the chip. And am I the driving force for it?
Even in losing efforts?
Criteria.
Okay, talk to me. Even in losing efforts?
Why is because even if I lose, you had to go through me to get it. So either way, it's dependent upon me. Either I'm going to win a Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes, or you got to beat me to win a Super Bowl. But the buck stops with me. I always bring up this reference. You haven't conquered Mario until you beat Bowser. You can win all them little rinky-dink levels if you want to. You can get the little cape on your back. You can swim through the water if you want to. You can jump on the question marks, hop on the mushroom, grow bigger, stronger, faster if you want to. But until you beat Bowser, you ain't done nothing yet. In the NFL the last 4 years, until you beat Patrick Mahomes, you haven't done anything yet. Joe Burrow, phenomenal season. I went to the big board on Friday with you and Mark Sanchez and said, Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback under 26 if Josh Allen loses. Now, Josh Allen did what was literally impossible. He lost but played so well that I'm going to still take Josh Allen. But nonetheless, Joe Burrow, you got to beat Patrick Mahomes to have done anything. Big context of the NFL. So the reason I say it's Patrick Mahomes' league is because if you want to hoist that Lombardi at the end of the year, you either got to beat me or I'm going to be hoisting it. But I am the gatekeeper. And as long as I am the gatekeeper to what you want, it is mine. That's how I look at it.
That's so tough, man. You know what? I want to go there in terms of having this intellectual conversation and diving into it. But then reality just keeps smacking me in the face. Say, dog, you can't give them that status level. Brett Favre, who was a back-to-back MVP, went to back-to-back Super Bowls, won one, right? You got to respect that. Brett Favre, you look at Brett Favre, was it his league? Steve Young just won an MVP right before him. And then right there is John Elway winning back-to-back championships. I just don't, like you said, we're making up new terms for the same thing that somebody already did, and we didn't give them those same accolades. We didn't give them the same accomplishment. And it's a weird play being in this day and age where we're now saying, oh, it's your league. And I'm like, well, one, that's not this sport. Josh Allen, I give it to you in a microcosm. Josh Allen could have said yesterday, it was my day. But then he wasn't able fully to determine that. His defense and a coin flip determined that, right? So if I want to extract that out to this conversation, Patrick Mahomes can't say it's his league if You won one Super Bowl. We've seen other people do that, and it wasn't their league. We've seen people win back-to-back MVPs. You won one MVP. It wasn't their league. I just don't know what criteria you're giving me. I understand the AFC Championship games, but then we got to go further.
I think the rub for you, Sel, is that we haven't yet told other people it was their league, so we can't say that it's Mahomes's. But here's where I would count it.
Some of it.
Early 80s, we weren't saying Kareem was the GOAT. Kareem was the best, but we weren't saying Kareem was the GOAT. Late 80s, we weren't saying Magic was the GOAT. Now, Magic happened to be the best along with Bird at the time, but we weren't saying Magic was the GOAT. Early 90s, we weren't saying Jordan was the GOAT. Now, Jordan was the best, but we weren't saying Jordan was the GOAT. Late 90s, we still weren't saying Jordan was the GOAT. He was the best, but we weren't saying he was a GOAT. Early thousands, we weren't saying Shaq, and then real quick pivot to Kobe. We weren't saying Shaq was the GOAT because he happened to be the best, and we definitely didn't say Kobe was the GOAT because now we started to look at the context of, oh, wait. Now that we've introduced this verbiage, this acronym of GOAT, greatest of all time, now we have to go assess. But we haven't gone back throughout history and been like, wait a second. Kareem from 75 to 82, he deserved to be the GOAT. And Magic from right around 82 to 89, he deserved to get his GOAT accolades. And then Jordan from 90 to 98, he deserves his GOAT accolade. Oh, wait. But then Kobe from 2001 to 2008, he deserves his. Oh, we don't pierce it out. I'm sorry we didn't call y'all GOATs. Y'all were. We didn't have that term back then. We didn't call it.
No, we had goats weren't invented last week.
We didn't use it.
Well,
we didn't use
you know why we didn't use it?
We didn't.
You know why we didn't use it? Because back in those days, we kept it 100. Now, because everybody in the back of the class got a phone that's a computer that is worldwide communication, we can just say whatever you want, and you're your own channel. Like, there are no more just a few broadcast channels, a few cable channels. Everybody walking is a channel. So everyone is out there distributing information, whether it's right or wrong.
So I think it's right to say it's Patrick Mahomes' league. It was also Tom Brady's league, if you wanted to say so. But I think just because it wasn't right then doesn't mean it's not right now.
I could just dispel that simply by saying league is NFL, NFC, and AFC. It's not his league. At best, and I'm not even giving you to this, but I just like to have a little fun. It may be his conference. Like, he's been in a conference championship game the last 4 years. You can say that. And Jim Kelly's like, okay, good. Now, it's his league? You going to go further? Brett Favre's like, dog, the MVPs, I got him. Championship, I got the same as him. I got more MVPs. What was in my league? Elway and Aikman winning championships.
I got a question.
When did he do something no one else has ever done? Absolutely.
Let me hit you in one rib. You left it open.
I never.
If I have to ask you for something, and if I don't ask you for it or steal it from you, it still belongs to you. Does that not mean that you own it? Like, if I have to ask you for let me have that highlighter.
Which one? I got
either one. If I need your permission to gain access to something, that means you own that thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't need your permission to gain access.
Gatekeeper sword, like you saying for that.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not the league. That's the conference.
But
that's not the league. Because National Football League.
Because 2018, the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Okay. But they had to get past Patrick Mahomes. Hey, I need your permission. Now they had to go take it. They won the Super Bowl.
I need a coin flip.
2019, right. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Yeah. So they still owned it. 2020, the Buccaneers had to say, hey, Chiefs, we're going to need that. We're going to need that back from you. 2022, whatever year we're in right now, you know I'll be confused. 2022, it's either going to be the Chiefs or the Bengals going to have to get by them. Yeah. If I have to ask you permission for something, and if I don't ask you for it, you retain it, it's yours. You got to ask the Chiefs and not ask them. You got to go tell them we want this. And if you don't tell them, they keep in that joint. That's why I think it's his.
Nah, man, this is just like a rap conversation. We don't got there. Greatest rapper alive. Oh, the greatest rapper dead or alive. Oh, the greatest rapper of all time. Oh, I'm the GOAT of all rap. Like, you know why they keep doing this? Because they know we can't keep up with all this BS. The facts of it is, like, dog, if it's your league, you would have more than one. It ain't your league. Okay, so it's your conference. Okay, we'll change the damn question. Let's talk about that. But other than that, man, you missing me. And Rakim's the best rapper ever. Coming up, Tom Brady season.
Watching the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. GZF, baby. Please say that, baby. No, that's a tough one right there. Tom Brady's season is over after Sunday's loss, and we'll tell you if he's actually won his last Super Bowl. That's next. Don't speak for yourself. Yeah, I think Wayne beats him.
We got to head to Tampa. Another wild one there. Because there will be a new Super Bowl champion after the Rams took care of business yesterday. But now the attention turns to Tom Brady's future. Before the game, a report said the 44-year-old quarterback was non-committal to play next season. Head coach Bruce Arians said, quote, "That's up to Tom." Y'all take a listen to Tom Brady.
Truthfully, guys, I'm thinking about this game, and I'm not thinking about anything past 5 minutes from now.
That was a little somber, a little depressing. What might be more depressing is this question.
Yeah.
Sal, has Tom Brady won his last Super Bowl?
No, he hasn't won his last Super Bowl. So that means, obviously, he's coming back. I know there's a lot of speculation. Is Tom Brady done? Is Tom Brady finished? Let me just show you something.
Oh, what you got
that
for
you
me,
know, you know what this is?
That right there.
This is protection, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I put my mask on. I ain't going to put it on right now because I don't want my makeup on it, but it's a TB12 mask. Thank you, Tom Brady. So let me speak for you, Tom Brady, since I know you so well, since you sent me a mask out the blue. Let's talk about this. That was a nice care package, too. Tom Brady got money. Like, I was like, damn. How much this cost?
Giselle sent it.
Shut up. She can't throw it and catch it. Here we go. Tom Brady's coming back. Tom Brady's going to win another Super Bowl because Tom Brady, if you start to piece it together, you start to understand who Tom Brady is. Tremendous leader, the GOAT, blah, blah, blah. But no one's perfect. So I've noticed that when Tom Brady is feeling down, when Tom Brady's not feeling the love, when Tom Brady's feeling sick, he wants everybody out there to just kind of give him a little bit of that love. You know how mama comes in the room and you're like, it's 7:30, you're supposed to be dressed, ready to catch the bus to school. And you're like, Mommy, I got a tummy ache. And she's like, baby, you got a tummy ache? You okay? No, Mommy, it's got a tummy ache. Okay. Mommy said, okay, we stay home from school today and I take care of you. Give you a little soup, all that stuff, great. By 8:30, you feeling fresh to go. By 8:30, you ready to run around the house and Mama looking at you like I thought you were sick. That's how Bruce Arians going to look at Tom Brady in about a week. Because Tom Brady right now, I don't know. I got to look at this game tape. I got to look back at it. Oh, my tummy hurt. Yeah, he's sick to his stomach because he didn't have his top two deep threats. One of them just wanted to walk off the field in the third quarter, whatever it may be. The other one got injured. He lost his deep threats. Then he looks at his offensive line. Talking about a mass unit, all beat up front, sack after sack after sack. And then his top two running backs who come back and play, but still not 100% because they just got back into the lineup. Tom Brady's looking at this right now. Yeah, he's feeling sick. Yeah, he wants to just stay in bed and say, I don't know, I'll figure it out later. But in reality, just like this, Tom Brady the GOAT will be back and will be winning another Super Bowl.
I love it. I hope you're right. I believe you're wrong. I think Tom Brady has won his last Super Bowl, and it's not so much on Tom Brady, but everybody else around him. Let's look at the missing pieces. The Bucs roster is clearly aging, right?
Yeah.
Besides Tom Brady getting older, Gronkowski's getting older, Mike Evans is getting up there for a receiver. So the Bucs roster is clearly aging, and we're just talking about the offensive side of the ball. Ndamukong Suh, been in the league for seemingly forever. Jason Pierre-Paul, boy, he's been through so much, and he's been in the league for seemingly ever. So defensively, the Bucs roster, Levante David got drafted when I got drafted, and I've been out the league forever and played for 4 years. So the Bucs roster seemingly aging, out of Tom Brady's control, but it will still have an impact on Tom Brady. Your boy, Byron Leftwich,
yes,
Bucs offensive coordinator, more than likely going to be a head coach next year, Byron Leftwich. Apparently, he's one of the top two candidates for the Jags job. DC, defensive coordinator for the Bucs, Todd Bowles, he's likely to depart. So now the Bucs might lose both their coordinators, offensive and defensive. You have an aging roster, but here's the real piece nobody's talking about. I no longer think the Bucs will get those hometown discounts. Their second best wide receiver, Chris Godwin, was on a franchise tag, y'all. Nothing upsets, and I only say upsets because we're on national television, nothing upsets a NFL player more than getting injured on a franchise tag. Because no player ever in life wants to be tagged. You want a long-term deal, you want long-term money. But if your team still doubts you and they put you on a franchise tag, then you get hurt, you've just lost millions of dollars that you more than likely cannot recoup. So there's that. But then beyond that, here's the deal. Shaq Barrett, the Bucs star pass rusher, 19 and a half sacks in 2019. He signed a hometown discount 4-year, $72 million deal. Why? Because the Bucs, surely we might win 2-3 more Super Bowls. Shaq Barrett's taking $17 million a year home. Meanwhile, DeMarcus Lawrence, Cowboys defensive end, taking home 21. Khalil Mack taking home 23. Von Miller taking home 19. Frank Clark taking home 21. But Shaq Barrett statistically is better than all of those players over the last 3 years when he signed his deal. but he gave the Bucs a hometown discount because he figured the Bucs were going to win chips. Now that you look at the Bucs and say, oh, they might not even win, free agents aren't going to sacrifice money just to go lose.
Why you say they're not?
I'll sacrifice money because if you didn't win it this time around, then y'all didn't even get to the NFC Championship, let alone win it. Y'all weren't even one of the final four. I'm not going to sacrifice $24 million, which is what Shaq Barrett sacrificed. He sacrificed $24 million essentially to win several Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose money and lose. Yeah. I might lose money. Or I might lose, but I ain't going to do both. I no longer think that the Bucs get those high, top-tier free agents at a discount because they're no longer that guarantee that they'll win.
Man, but couldn't you put a Band-Aid on this situation and watch it quickly heal? We were injured at the running back position. We were injured and compromised at the receiver position. We were injured at the offensive line position. We're not even going to talk defensively and the injuries we had all year long with the secondary that came back healthy at the right time, but obviously we still fall short. I can put a Band-Aid on that, at least in conversation if I'm Tom Brady, the salesman, telling everybody, hey, y'all, what y'all saw this year, this was an anomaly in terms of what we're going to be. I would just go out there and trust in Tom Brady. But also I want to protect the franchise tag. And I know I sound like a company man when I protect the franchise tag, but let's just go through this intellectual exercise together. Are contracts guaranteed in the NFL fully?
No, sir. Not at all. Not at all. Not
right. So is the franchise tag, is that money guaranteed?
Yes, sir. For 1 year.
Yes, sir. Okay. So if I get a long-term contract, that's not even guaranteed. It's like monopoly paper money. Like, we're going to give you all that. Ooh, Zeke Elliott. Mark. Ooh, I don't know about that. We may have a different discussion later, right? So let me just talk about why the franchise tag, to me, would never hurt my feelings, even though it would have felt better in some alternative reality metaverse that I had this big deal. Let me tell you why. Because I look at the money right now at the highest paid position quarterback. Who makes the most? Patrick Mahomes. Who's next? Josh Allen. Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson. Basically all tremendous quarterbacks. Dak, fringe, if not, shouldn't belong in that conversation. Whatever you want to say. But who made more money than these guys who just signed their deals in the last 4 years?
Dak Prescott. Or Kirk Cousins.
Your family. Kirk Cousins. And you know he doesn't belong in that discussion in terms of greatness, but he played the franchise tag as it's supposed to be played. It's just interesting that everyone goes out there and we say it like, I don't want the franchise tag. But if you don't get hurt and you continue to perform, and I know the NFL is 100% collision sport, injury sport, but damn, that franchise tag gets a bad rap. I'm looking at this situation right now, and Tom Brady, I think your team is getting a bad rap in this moment, but going forward, all things could be great. Another bowl for you. Coming up, Packer fans, cover your ears up. Is Aaron Rodgers actually overrated? We'll answer that next. Don't speak for yourself. Aaron Rodgers was held to 0 touchdown passes on Saturday, and his Packers were upset by the 49ers. Rodgers is now 0-4 against the Niners in the playoffs. He already has a Super Bowl win on his resume, but that was 11 seasons ago. So, Acho, is Aaron Rodgers overrated?
We got to preface with this. Well, first off, yes, but everybody, let me take the zing out of it. Let me take the sting out of it. It's like that bee after you've initially got stung. You're still fearful a little bit, but it ain't going to do the same damage. Is Aaron Rodgers overrated? Yes. But all overrated literally means is rated higher than the person performs. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented quarterbacks the game of football has ever seen. But we speak of Aaron Rodgers, you have and I have, as though he's the best. The reason I now have a conviction in saying that is, if you're the best, it translates. If you're the best, it adds up. Y'all prepare to run back that Aaron Rodgers tape we rolled about 30 minutes ago, because I'm probably going to drop that again.
My dog.
If you are the best, then we would be able to see that you're the best. Because whether it's by your talent and your arm or by your mind or by your chemistry of making everybody play better, it adds up. So I thought about it like this. If you're the best, it either adds up or you make it add up. One of the two, right? For Michael Jordan, it adds up. My dog has 6 chips. LeBron James, he's adding it up. He's trying to get to them 6 chips. It either adds up, it makes sense, or you're adding it up. For Aaron Rodgers, it's neither. He's not adding it up because he's not adding to his 1 Super Bowl ring, and it don't add up because it don't make no sense that Aaron Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl for as talented as he is.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm claiming he's overrated is not because he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, incredible talent, but we speak of him. We've always said continually, and you and I agree on this, he more talented than Tom Brady. He more talented than Peyton Manning. He more talented than this. But I'm like, I got to start shutting up in regards to that. Because Tom Brady's made it add up. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't made it add up. So I do think for that reason, Aaron Rodgers is overrated.
Man, I love how you build that argument up. But I just can't agree with your answer. I can't agree with your summation.
But why?
He's not Aaron Rodgers. It's not overrated. Why? Let me tell you why, seriously. And I saw it yesterday, and I'm going to have to just talk about it, and hopefully we can come to an understanding. What I learned from this weekend is that your greatness doesn't always materialize into winning. I learned that in football. You gave me a lot of basketball examples, a little more difficult to give football examples, but let's talk about it. In football, you need so many other things that I guess are boring, certainly not headlines, certainly not highlight conversations that play into how great you are in terms of making that a winning situation. Let's talk about this yesterday. Let's stay in yesterday in that Buffalo Bills-Chiefs game. Who was better, Allen or Mahomes?
It's such a, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Coin flip, right?
Yes,
and who won? Kind of based on the coin flip. And that's what I want to bring up and highlight in terms of you may be great, but there's so many other variables. A coin flip that can determine you being a winner. You want to know why? We saw Tom Brady. We saw Aaron Rodgers, who one of the two is going to win the MVP this year. So they're the best quarterbacks this year. And we saw Josh Allen. Man, 3 of the 4 best quarterbacks are at the crib chilling. Now, what does that mean? You can be great, you can be the best, but it doesn't mean that ultimately in the ultimate team sport, football, you're going to be a winner.
Struggling, Sal. I'm struggling.
Well, you're struggling because you just can't understand why you individually can't make everyone else collectively be as great as you. But that's what a championship is.
But you don't have to make everyone collectively be as great. You just have to be better than them. Here's my thing.
No.
Matthew Stafford played better than Tom Brady yesterday.
Yeah.
So Matthew Stafford is not better in totality than Tom Brady, but Matthew Stafford played better than Tom Brady, and Matthew Stafford's team won. If Matthew Stafford was, and again, no offense to some of these quarterbacks, but I would submit if Matthew Stafford was Baker Mayfield, even Ryan Tannehill, the Rams don't necessarily win. Why? Because when there are 33 seconds left, after they call that quarterback draw, Ryan Tannehill, Baker Mayfield might not have hit Cooper Kupp on that outbreaking route, or might not have hit Cooper Kupp on that seam route. Yeah. Matthew Stafford, even though his team fumbled 4 times, and there's so many other players and so many other plays on the Rams, his team fumbled 4 times. Matthew Stafford, the great eraser, took an eraser and erased all 4 of those lost fumbles and still said, I'm going to win. Cut 2, Aaron Rodgers. Now we can roll the tape. Aaron Rodgers, his team got a blocked punt. His team got a blocked field goal. Packers still had the ball with 3 minutes or 4 minutes left. Aaron Rodgers, he forces a ball to Devontae Adams. But Aaron Rodgers, if you don't force the ball to Devontae Adams, because before the play, you lock in on Devontae Adams, and if instead, rather than throwing to the best player, you throw to the best option, which is Allen Lazard coming across the middle of the field wide open, the Green Bay Packers likely win that football game. So I will go back to Sel that, yes, a better player can lose a game, but the player who plays better will win the game. So for me, Aaron Rodgers, you cannot be 0-4 against the 49ers in the playoffs and us claim that you're not overrated. So it's just, we can't. Look at it, man.
We just saw it happen last year. Woo. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady in that NFC Championship game. Who played better? Who won? Different answers. It's crazy, man. I understand because there's just no logical sequence and there's not a congruency in terms of great player and team success and winning. You know why? Because we're conflating. We're really asking you as an individual, track and field, you got the fastest runner, you should win all relays. And it's like, no, I should win more relays than I lose. Or I should win most relays.
Fair.
However, I'm not going to win them all because guess what? You guys have not talked about the other pieces. If you look at yesterday, we saw it happen right before our very eyes. It was a coin flip between 2 quarterbacks in the Chiefs-Bills game. And then some other variable that wasn't based on their performance all of a sudden came into play.
But I think that's unfair. Here's why. I know Josh Allen can score with 49 seconds left. Does Josh Allen score with 13? I don't know. The reason why is because now we're going to really talk ball with y'all. During the course of a practice week, a wise quarterback might go up to his linebacker and be like, hey, I know how the other team's quarterback play. We work together during camp. If the other team's quarterback looks you off and this and that, he's going to come back here. Hey, I know how this pass rusher plays. We were on the team together, X, Y, and Z. You don't see that on Sunday. But over the course of the week, that quarterback, that leader of the team, is helping make everybody else around him better.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they had to work together to know in that moment, hey, we got 13 seconds left. Not only do we have 13 seconds left, Travis Kelce, when you catch the ball, go down. The mistake the Cowboys made, which lost them the Niners game, Dak Prescott fighting for 5 extra yards instead of just going down, Travis Kelce did not make. To me, that makes Patrick Mahomes, that combination of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, that makes them better. At the end of the day, yeah, Josh Allen was really good statistically, but Patrick Mahomes' greatness is why the Chiefs won the game. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't score with 13 seconds left, we're not even talking about it. All we're doing is talking about Allen. Yeah, the Niners blocked a field goal and they blocked a punt. Aaron Rodgers still could have won that game, hit the dig, something he does 9 times out of 10, but he didn't hit the dig route. All of a sudden, they're losing, and now we look to the block punt, and now we look to the block field goal. Those things happened. Those things affect the ball game. I just think quarterbacks are typically great erasers, and Matthew Stafford displayed that yesterday. 4 lost fumbles and still won.
Man, I just can't go there with you because let's talk about the greatest quarterback I ever saw play and played against, Peyton Manning. Okay. When Peyton Manning left the Indianapolis Colts with the neck surgery, et cetera, Andrew Luck comes in, he goes to Denver. Was Peyton Manning overrated at that moment, yes or no, for you?
No, I thought he was a beast.
Okay, good. I'm glad, because I want to make this comparison. Seasons as a starter between Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning. Aaron Rodgers got him by 1 season in Green Bay versus Peyton Manning with his Colts career. 1 up. If you look at it in terms of MVPs, they're dead even. 4. Super Bowl titles, dead even. 1. You said he wasn't overrated, Peyton Manning. 1 title. Conference championship games, Aaron Rodgers has 2 more. Said he wasn't overrated. Playoff record, he has 1 more win and above 500. Peyton Manning, 1 win fewer than 500, lower than 500. You look at all their statistical categories, Aaron Rodgers is either beating them or tied with the Peyton Manning, who you said wasn't overrated. Why is Aaron Rodgers overrated?
Aaron Rodgers is 0-2 versus Colin Kaepernick in the playoffs, and Aaron Rodgers is 0-2 versus Jimmy G in the playoffs. That's deafening. Like, Peyton Manning, the reason I would submit he's not overrated, and I don't have all the games in front of me, remember, we knew Tom Brady was out there. He's losing the greatest of all time. Aaron Rodgers out here, you lost to Jimmy G with a broken thumb, a messed up shoulder, and you were at home. The Niners played 8 games in 49 days. You've played 2 quarters in 21 days because you didn't play the entirety of your Week 18 game. And you losing to them at home. You lost to Jimmy G again in 19. You lost to Cap twice. And I believe Cap went to Green Bay. I don't remember, but like you lost to Cap twice. Like to me, Sel, it's not just that you're losing, but who are you losing to? Who are you beating? So Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest of all time. To say that he's overrated is to say that instead of being the best player ever, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So don't get on Twitter tweeting and talking.
No,
crazy.
get on there.
I just think it's like we speak about him too glowingly.
Really?
We speak about him too.
But football player. But young Peyton Manning lost to Chad Pennington, it says.
How young was Peyton Manning?
2000, 2001.
That's a
Jay Feeler.
Peyton Manning.
No, that's 3rd, 4th year. 2001, 2002. 2002 Jets. Chad Pennington. Like Jay Feeler. Like, dog, that dude played with Ivy Leaguer. Like, come on, man, we can do this all day. But the point is, you look at their accomplishments in totality, because it seems like we always want to zero-sum these players. Barry Sanders, okay, let's just take it out of the quarterback conversation because so many times we get lost in there. We can't see the forest from the trees. Quarterback, you got to win a championship. Barry Sanders is the greatest running back ever. At me, please, at me. I played against Barry Sanders. At me. We're not even no Super Bowl appearance.
Of course.
Okay, so now what are we going to say? Well, what he does to a game and what he does in terms of impact, is that much less than a quarterback.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the lesser quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl. Whether you want to talk about him or him and him, I don't want to call out the names, but I will, Trent for my dog. Or any lesser quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl, Brad Johnson, right? Versus Barry Sanders, who's insane, maybe the best running back ever. You don't think that in terms of impact, he has a greater impact on the team? So why aren't we saying players who are tremendous that don't even get to the Super Bowl are overrated?
For me, it's almost like, so, and I just thought of this, it might be outlandish, it might not be. If you go to your best burger joint, you go to the best burger joint ever, yeah, the cheese might be banging, but if the burger is trash, then I don't care how great the gorgonzola is, how aged the cheddar is, because the burger has a much greater impact, the burger has a much greater impact on the taste of the entire sandwich than the cheese. Barry Sanders in this equation, as great as he was.
Just cheese? Just cheese? Wow, okay, let's talk about the meat then before we go.
That's the quarterback.
Okay, quarterback. Peyton Manning, last loss with the Colts was to who? Mark Sanchez. Playoff loss. Huh?
Sanchez a dog, man.
Yeah, that's your boy more than he was a dog. Nah, respect. Come on the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Coming up, Matthew Stafford went from 0 playoff wins to 2 with the Rams. We'll tell you if he's officially removed all doubt. Next, don't speak for yourself. Come on now. That's Peyton Manning. You said he wasn't overrated.
Matthew Stafford had 0 playoff wins in 12 years in Detroit, but now, in his first year with the Rams, he got 2. Stafford threw for over 350 yards, 2 touchdown passes against the Bucs, and he is on his way to his first NFC Championship game after his Rams beat the Super Bowl defending champ, Bucs. So, Stel, has Matthew Stafford officially removed all doubt?
Absolutely. Matthew Stafford has come to L.A. and is doing it the L.A. way. From Detroit, that's a one-way ticket out here. And if you go to LAX right now, our airport, you're going to see those models landing. You're going to see those actors landing with that vision of greatness. Oh, my God, I'm going to land and I'm going to work at Jerry's Deli for a few months. And then all of a sudden, bow, going to get that role, especially with streaming now, all this content that people need. You're going to get something out of it, right? But Matthew Stafford came here, and there was still some skepticism. Obviously, I raised my hand as one of the guys that wanted to see Matthew Stafford hit the ground running in terms of postseason success. And did he hit the ground running? I think the jury was still out after the first round win against the Cardinals. Why? 17 passing attempts for the savior, for the guy who's supposed to take you over the hump, not just to Jared Goff into the Super Bowl, but past Jared Goff and just appearing in the Super Bowl, but winning the Super Bowl. 17 attempts? I thought they were protecting him psychologically. I thought that they didn't trust him. I thought that Sean McVay was like, he's been through a lot in the postseason. Let's just bring old Betsy along slowly. Turns out, oh no, that was just the flow of the game, and I apologize for all the comments that I had about Matthew Stafford, because boy, the way he played against these Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's like everyone who lands in L.A. and hits it big. This is why you come. Now, there's going to be thousands and thousands of others who are going to have that same dream, and it's going to turn into a nightmare. But for Matthew Stafford, he's no actor anymore. That dude is for real.
Big facts. Matthew Stafford removed all doubt because the doubt was, can Matthew Stafford not only win a playoff game, but can he be the reason his team wins a playoff game? That was the doubt at first. And not only has Matthew Stafford won, but he clearly was the reason his team won. Obviously, after the first game, Sale was a little suspicious still. I mean, he only threw 17 passes. Yesterday, he lit it up. But let's talk about the secondary doubt. The doubt that we say off mic because we don't necessarily want people to hear us. The doubt that said, maybe Matthew Stafford was the reason Detroit didn't win any playoff games.
Okay.
That doubt, which is a very fair doubt. Baker Mayfield went to a worse situation than Matthew Stafford, and he got a playoff win. Joe Burrow went to an equally bad situation in Cincy as the number 1 pick, and he got a playoff win. Josh Allen went to a pretty bad situation in Buffalo, and he got a playoff win. Lamar Jackson, Ravens were on the verge of firing Jim Harbaugh, and Joe Flacco was on the way out, and he got a playoff win. But Matthew Stafford with Jim Caldwell, who is not a bad head coach, Calvin Johnson was on the roster, and you couldn't get no playoff wins? Maybe it was you, Stafford. Maybe it was you. Those are the conversations people really started to have, myself included, which I think and thought were incredibly fair. But now he's removed that doubt. Now, It's not to say it wasn't Stafford, because year 4 NFL Stafford is not year 12 NFL Stafford. But at least I'm not going to doubt it anymore. Maybe he was guilty, but the statute of limitations has passed. I'm going to assume he's innocent because now he's shown me that he has cleaned up his character and changed his ways. So Matthew Stafford, at this junction in time, he's removed all doubt.
Yeah, he has. If you look at his statistics, 0-3, 2-0, points per game went up 14 since he landed at LAX. Completion percentage went from 63 to 74. What the hell is going on in Los Angeles? No interceptions in these 2 games as well, and a 131 passer rating. Man, have you ever been to some of those small cities out there? And I don't know about you, but when I was single, I liked to mingle, right? First thing I would do, go to the hotel bar. Let me see who's in town. What convention is in town? Then after that, I was like, all right, where are the local spots? Then all of a sudden, you start going all these little places. Like, damn, she is beautiful. What you up to? Oh, I'm just out here hanging out, working, doing my thing. Oh, where you from? L.A. Oh, my God, I want to go to L.A. so bad. Well, we can make that happen, Captain. Let's just keep rapping. So anyway, you get to a point where all of a sudden you go to your hotel room by yourself. Okay, it was nice to meet you. And you start thinking, damn, in certain places you can be amazing, but it doesn't have the same level of opportunity to cash in on how amazing you are. I saw that a lot with models and stuff going around. But they all want to come to L.A., right? And Matthew Stafford, people was looking at him like, you look great. You got the arm cannon. You've been having it since Georgia, since Highland Park. Since Highland Park. Bro, you fine, dog, with the football in your hand. Just don't have the same amount of opportunities. I think you either had to get on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence. Boy, Matthew Stafford didn't kick down that fence, kicked down that door and said, bruh, it was just based on where I was. For whatever reason, you had Megatron. Optimist. Like, that insane. You had Calvin Johnson and couldn't materialize it. Now he comes out here with Cooper Kupp and this system and Sean McVay and his genius. Too much to ask.
Realistically, Sal, I think Matthew Stafford has removed all doubt for the duration of his career. I'll go as far as to say that. The only thing we would try to doubt now is, can you win a Super Bowl? That's the next thing we want to doubt. Well, Matthew Stafford couldn't win a Super Bowl. But realistically, Matthew Stafford is either going to be viewed as a poor man's Dan Marino or a modern-day Dan Marino. Because Matthew Stafford is going to end up, statistically speaking, in the same breath as Dan Marino, based upon all stats. Let me just give all the small category. Dan Marino, one of 9 quarterbacks in NFL history to pass for 5,000 yards in a season. Matthew Stafford, too, was one of those 9, and Matthew Stafford clearly did it before just this season with the extra game. So Matthew Stafford is going to end up top 5 in every major statistical category. Will he end up a Super Bowl champion? We don't know. But we will forever speak of Matthew Stafford as one of the most talented quarterbacks based on physical attributes. Number 1 recruit out of high school, number 1 overall pick out of college, incredible arm talent. So I don't know, Sel, that we'll ever doubt Matthew Stafford again, because we don't doubt Dan Marino. We just say, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks that never won a Super Bowl. Even if Stafford doesn't win one, he'll fall in that lane. And if he does win one, he's a Hall of Famer.
Man, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but you just try to put Dan Marino's uniform on Matthew Stafford. And if I'm Matthew Stafford, I would love to wear that. But if I'm sitting there watching that exchange, I'm like, that doesn't fit. Like, Dan Marino, 9-time Pro Bowler, and went to Super Bowl and an MVP. Like, the only player, no, 2 actually. Elway did it too, but Marino did it first. Threw a football in the game, I put my hands up, and all of a sudden I heard zoom. Like I was at the airport, like a jumbo jet just went zoom. I said, what the hell was that? Dan Marino. You think Matthew Stafford and Dan Marino are the same?
I said,
or are you saying their stats
poor? I said he's a poor man's Dan Marino.
Or modern day.
Or he'll be a modern day Dan Marino.
Modern what?
Why do I say that? What? Dan Marino's sell was before his time. They say if you want to break through an industry, you have to be first, you have to be best, or you have to be different. Dan Marino was first. If Dan Marino was playing right now, I assume, or I would submit that if we look at Dan Marino, Patrick Mahomes, you would say you would take Josh Allen over Dan Marino. Don't lie.
No, I'm not lying, but you can't do that era hopping because they didn't even have the same thoughts on the game, nutrition, technology. Dan Marino didn't even know what carbs were, I bet, when they played.
That's why I say modern day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's erroneous to say that Matthew Stafford is a modern day. He ain't won it all, but he's one of the most arm-gifted quarterbacks ever. He has incredible growth statistics, and he doesn't have the Pro Bowls because his teams were terrible, but I think it is fair to, that's another good conversation. I think it's fair to say Stafford is a modern day Dan Marino.
That really hurts because I played against Dan Marino, didn't get the chance to play against Matthew Stafford, but just looking at him, the eyeball test, man. Dan Marino was out there.
You sleep on Stafford.
I don't sleep on him. I just don't think that you are awake to how great Dan Marino. What are you talking about? Sleep? Dan Marino? Like, whew, all I'm going to say is stop giving me all these team accomplishments when we talk about Dan Marino, because they had some issues in terms of the defense and the running game. They had the receivers. We already know Duper and Clayton, all that stuff. Woo, that's a conversation we might have to get it after the playoffs. We can't do that right now, can we? Coming up, Antonio Brown made his presence known on social media over the weekend. We'll tell you if the Bucs regret releasing the modern-day T.O., I guess you want to call him. And that's next. Don't speak for yourself. Oh, man. Tom Brady and the Bucs offense struggled yesterday. Now their season is over after losing to the Rams. Antonio Brown was released a few weeks ago, but he did not sit quietly this weekend. After Tampa's loss, AB posted an image from his walkout shot with a Photoshop image that said, Bucs eliminated. So, Acho, should the Bucs regret releasing Antonio Brown?
Absolutely, Sel. And this one I had to sit with for a while. The only reason the Bucs signed Antonio Brown and tolerated Antonio Brown for the course of 15 to 16 weeks of the NFL season was for yesterday. The Bucs didn't tolerate Antonio Brown for week 1 of the NFL season. They did not tolerate Antonio Brown for week 10 of the NFL season. They tolerated Antonio Brown for one reason and one reason only: playoff football and the opportunity to win a Super Bowl. So the Bucs had to tolerate all of Antonio Brown and the shenanigans that came with him, but didn't even get the benefit that was going to come with them.
Yes.
That is why they should regret it. When I was thinking about this, the best random analogy I could think of is, imagine, Sal, you got to fit into that tuxedo or you all have to fit into that wedding dress for the wedding day. So you get a trainer, you go on a diet for 6 months. You working out every morning, 6 a.m., you're hitting it, you got to fit into that tux, y'all got to fit into that wedding dress. And then finally you find out the wedding gets canceled. You did all that work, and you don't even get the benefits of having to do all that work.
Yeah.
The Bucs did all of that work for Antonio Brown. You had to deal with the media backlash. Y'all are going to sign Antonio Brown? He had a fake vaccination card, and you, Bruce Arians, the man who stands up for all things moral, you're going to sign Antonio Brown? He's a villain. You got to tolerate all that, and then you don't even get the benefits of what you had to tolerate. For that reason, man, the Bucs should regret releasing Antonio Brown. It's not to say it wasn't the right decision at the time. I'll get to why and what they should have done later.
Yes, of course they regret releasing Antonio Brown. Look, at least you look good in the tux, even if you can't wear it for the wedding day to your significant other. You know, that kind of matters as well. But do they regret this? Hell yeah. Definition of regret: feel sad, disappointed over something that has happened or has been done. Missed opportunity. Let's break down why they regret releasing Antonio Brown. And this is one of those conversations you'll never hear them openly admit to. But damn it, I know they had it. You know what their record was this year with AB when he played? 7-0. You know what their record was when AB didn't play, including postseason, with the Bucs? 7-5. Points per game goes down 5 as well. Damn it, damn it, damn it. We don't score as often. We don't score as much. And we start to lose ball games when AB's not there, because it's not just production that you desire from AB. AB is a bona fide Hall of Famer going forward. It's presence on the football field. Now, why isn't he a Tampa Bay Buc? Because of his presence in the locker room, his presence off the field. But in terms of being on the field, you need Antonio Brown, one, for the deep threat and just to scare the defense. You know what it is. Coach used to always say, do we have to call AAA or do we need AAA? And what is AAA? Assignment, alignment, action. Let's go out there. Whatever you want to say, assignment is first. Antonio knows what he's doing. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer. Alignment, just when I'm playing corner, I'm like, that's AB. When your name ain't Antonio anymore and it's AB, I already got respect for you, big dog. Another grown man walking out there is, I got AB. You calling me by my nickname? Okay, that's real. And then it's action. And this dude lights up when the cameras are on him. So I know that they regret the moment that they didn't have him, because now they go out there, they're compromised. No Godwin, Mike Evans, he's big. 8 of 16 in terms of receptions based on targets. Half his targets. Gronk, only half his targets he caught. Like, they just look inept in comparison to when Antonio Brown's on the field.
If Antonio Brown played for the Bucs yesterday, they win that football.
Oh, well, yes.
And it may not have been close given the fact the Rams fumbled and lost 4 fumbles. If Antonio Brown was on the football field, Tom Brady actually has an outlet valve. Mike Evans had to get his, but Mike Evans had to get his against an all-pro Jalen Ramsey. So Mike Evans was going to work and doing everything he could. But imagine if on the other side you have another first-ballot Hall of Famer based on talent, Antonio Brown, who is now mismatched up against a defensive back that is not Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl, the wide receivers got 6 targets. Antonio Brown got 6. Chris Godwin got 4. Mike Evans had 1. Yesterday, Mike Evans had 16. Scotty Miller had 6. Tyler Johnson had 6. If Antonio Brown is on the football field,
yes,
Mike Evans doesn't have to do as much. And more importantly, Antonio Brown is going to get his. The reason the Bucs lost yesterday, you could really surmise it to say, was because they did not have Antonio Brown. So in the moment, when Bruce Evans and Antonio Brown got into the spat on the sideline, that's when Bruce Arians and Antonio Brown got into the spat on the sideline, that's when Bruce Arians should have just, in that moment, swallowed his pride, as mad as he was at AB, and just been like, I'm going to deal with this later, but I'm not going to deal with it now. They always said this, Sal, and I got offended when they said this. Coaches would say, Acho, you know you can only win with so many choir boys. I'm being real, America. Unfortunately, the reason your team has some players that you're like, oh, they are despicable human beings, is because they can ball. And you can't win football games with just a whole bunch of good guys.
No.
You got to have some dudes on your squad that might not be the most upstanding, morally righteous citizens, but they can go.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is one of them dudes who can go. And you need dudes to win football games.
Preach, man. Let's go to that lane right there. First, you brought up a great point, how Bruce Arians in that moment. And look, it's a regrettable moment for many reasons, but don't cut off your nose and spite your face in that moment. Like, dog, I never fight because I always think of this. I had a teammate that got killed one time, and that's sad. I'm so damn post-traumatic stress. I said one time. This dude got killed over a dice game in the neighborhood. One day you go home from school. All right, I see you later after practice. Then the next day he's gone for life. And I remember hearing the details of the situation. And it's so crazy when you're talking about somebody who's gone and you like, I don't want to analyze this, but I got to learn something from this. He's gone, right? And what I learned is how that escalated. I would have been the one in that moment, not saying who, I would have just walked away. You can have this. I am not cut off. I'm not that proud, not that prideful in that moment. Dog, you step on my shoes when we out, if you see me anywhere, step on my shoes, I'm like, all right, I got another one. Like, it doesn't matter. I am walking away so I can win the war, even if I lose the battle. But here's the thing that I noticed. And people need to understand and put some respect on these receivers, especially, we always call them diva, but we don't flip it and say, when you lose a number 1 receiver, it changes everything. Calvin Ridley dealing with his mental issues right now. Hope my young man gets better, whatever he's going through. But I know, me talking football and football only, he saw a different football field and defense without Julio Jones. And whatever that did in terms of how he was interpreting life and interpreting his situation.
And all that.
Man, no Julio Jones. It happened to Peerless Price when he was with Eric Modes and then he went to Atlanta. I was like, dog, being a number 1 receiver changes everything for everybody. So, I don't know, Bruce Arians, man. Might have to have a combo. Call AB up. He on the gram somewhere. Coming up, Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs to a win in OT, while Josh Allen could only watch. Damn it. I'll tell you if the NFL's overtime rules should be changed. That's next on Speak for Yourself.
Chiefs and Bills, they played an instant classic last night, combining for 25 points in the last 2 minutes of regulation. But in overtime, Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown pass, and since KC won the coin toss and scored the touchdown on the first possession of the game, well, according to the NFL rules, they won the game. Quarterback Josh Allen, well, his face says it all. So, Marcellus, should the NFL change the overtime rule?
Absolutely, they should change the overtime rule. We just saw the Buffalo Bills lose a game, and they really didn't lose that game. They just lost a coin flip. And when you lose a coin flip, you got to really juxtapose that to what just occurred for 60 minutes of competition. You mean we came to a draw, 36-36. And we did that because we played special teams, played offense, and we played defense. Now let's go into overtime, have a coin flip, and then all of a sudden, let's eliminate one of those phases to see which team is actually the best. What? You let the special teams start off because you kick the ball off to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's your kickoff team and their kick return team. Even though the ball's kicked out the end zone, at least you allow the special teams unit, that phase of the game that's so important, to come onto the football field. Then you allow their offense to go against our defense. The number one defense. Okay, I could say that. I could highlight that. That's two phases. But what about the other phase, especially if you're a Buffalo Bills player? Our strongest phase wasn't our number one defense on paper. It was Josh Allen and this offense during the game for 60 minutes. Oh, no. Because of the rule, we can't let that happen. See, this is the problem with the rule. Perfect is the enemy of good.
Yes, sir.
They want a perfect rule, and they know they're not going to get it. So now we're just going to stay in this situation that's good. How about make good better? How about you at least, at minimum, include all three phases of the game, or at minimum, allow the MVP of one team to at least cross the white lines and step on the field?
So you hit the nail on the head. Let me extrapolate my favorite part of what you said. It's called the game of football, not the offense of football.
Yeah.
So if it's called the game of football, then we need to see all parties involved in that game playing the game during all aspects of the game. We don't need to just see the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs playing during the most important part of the game. Let's see their defense too.
Yeah.
It is the game of football, not the offense of football. Now, the biggest concern I have, and the biggest concern you should have, is going to affect your team next.
Yes.
2016. NFL MVP Matt Ryan goes to the Super Bowl, doesn't touch the ball in overtime because he loses a coin toss. 2018, Kansas City Chiefs, who benefited last night, fell short in the AFC Championship game to the Patriots because they didn't win a coin toss. Remember, in 2018, after the season, the Chiefs submitted to amend the rule, but they got outvoted. So this same Chiefs team that benefited last night fell short earlier. If it hasn't impacted your team yet, it will impact your team soon. Yeah. And if y'all want to see parity in the league, you better vote for it while it doesn't affect you, because eventually it will affect you. And that's not just an NFL rule, that's a life rule.
Yeah.
People be looking around like, oh, man, that's them. They the ones being discriminated against. Oh, that's them. They the one. Oh, okay. Yours is coming. So you better push for it. And I know you and I have our conversation about equality, and there's no such thing. But in a rule where there can be legislation, you better push for the legislation of parity, because eventually, like it got the Falcons, like it got the Chiefs, like it got your Bills last night, it's going to get your team next.
Yeah, I brought up an example before.
I love it.
In terms of Deontay Wilder fighting Tyson Fury to a draw in 12 rounds. And then say, hey, Deontay, what's your greatest punch? What's your best punch? Oh, this right. Dynamite right. Okay, for the 13th round, to see who's going to win this fight, you can't throw that punch. Josh Allen is sitting there like, hey, the Buffalo Bills go by how I play, how I perform. They didn't even let the dude hit the field.
And so my only other thing is this. Bump like us as fans what we want, it would make the game better. Like, why would you not want the best player in football, 2016 NFL MVP, Matt Ryan, to see the field?
Yeah.
The best player in football, 2018 NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes, to see the field. And maybe, or inarguably, the best player last night, Josh Allen. Why would you not want him to see the field? Every time Josh Allen saw the field, it was fireworks. NFL, y'all gotta do something for the sake of the game. Coming up, Joe Burrow told an interesting story after the Bengals' big win. Oh, we gonna tell you if he was keeping it in 100 or if he was lying. That's next. Speak for yourself.
Yo. What up? On this show, we only know how to keep it 100, but others, y'all keep it 99. So each day, we're gonna get to the bottom of who's really telling the truth. Case in point, we all know the Bengals won on Saturday, but Joe Burrow shared a story on rookie Evan McPherson before he kicked the game winner. Take a listen.
Oh, that guy's unbelievable. He said, so he was talking to Brandon as he was going out to kick. He gave a little warm-up swing, and he said, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship, right before he went out there to kick it.
So is Joe Burrow keeping it 100 or 99?
I don't care what he's keeping it. I hate these stories. Why do I hate these stories?
The
Phil?
Grinch is back.
No, because what we don't tell y'all is all the times the kickers say, looks like you're going to the playoffs. Wide left. Looks like you're going to the playoffs. Wide right. These stories go crazy, viral, and make everybody think, oh, my God. Yeah.
It's like Floyd when he wins. Show us when you lose, fool. All right, congratulations to our boy and staff member, Roman Portnoy, and his wife, Ina, on the birth of their son, Lil Thomas, who was born last Thursday. Congrats, Roman. We all look forward to meeting
Yo,
Tommy.
that's two staff members having kids.
Yeah. So what were they doing 9-10 months ago? We already know that answer. You hate this too, Acho, or you love these stories? You must hate it. We know your life, single. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live is next.